V1 Entertainment.
Yeah, it's your boy Versatile again. Just want to say thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe and stay locked. VersatileMusicTV.com. Don't know. Yeah, this is a response to the Sesame Street video about black girls loving their hair, and yeah, I mean, I just want to say, there's no point in being negative about that certain situation, because at the end of the day, they're just teaching the young on the perspective of life. And I really have my personal views on Sesame Street, as some of you may know. Just go to reverbnation.com/I am versatile, and listen to the track Sesame Street, and then you will know what I'm talking about. But this is a different story, this is a different era, and yeah, basically I said I was going to talk about hair to I saw the video on a French Facebook profile, and I commented on it quite a few times, and yeah, I said my piece of what I know, and I've really said this, and I've really said this to many girls, like, why don't you love your hair? Like, not why don't you love your hair, but why are you always wearing weave? Why can't you be natural? Like, why can't you wear your natural hair or whatever? And then some of them complain and say, oh, my hair's short, or want it to grow, this, that, all that talk, yeah. I'll be honest, I'll be real. Look, end of the day, this hair, do you know how much like compliments I get on a daily basis? It is, I just don't know how to explain it. It is a really, and at times it can be annoying, at times it can't be, at times, it makes me laugh, smile, hey, but what can I say? We're talking about girls here now. Now, many girls say, it's because it's hard to manage. Like my girl says, it's hard for her to manage. I mean, yeah, to be fair, it is hard to manage. Why? Because all you see in reality right now is, you don't see adverts, especially here if you're living in the UK, you don't see adverts on how to groom your hair if you're of African descent. You don't really see it. If you want to be honest, all you really see is you see Cheryl Tweedledums, sorry, my bad, Cheryl Tweedy, on with her L'Oreal adverts and whatever. Even people complain and say that's not a real hair, it's extension, it's rare tear. That's another thing I want to get into, but I don't know how to explain it. You're putting chemicals in your hair, and I can go on about this subject. There's even Chris Rock made a documentary film that came out, I'm pretty sure it came out last year, but I might just have to, but don't take my word for it, I'm pretty sure it came out last year, November, Good Hair. And I recommend, whether you're a male or female, whatever, I recommend you just watch that video. Simple and plain. This ain't no racial thing. This is just making the sisters aware out there that at the end of the day, be proud of who you are. Be proud of your natural beauty. There's I don't know, many people believe in God, innit? And if you believe in God, if you're Christian, it says in the Bible, it says, what did it say? It says something about, God made us in His own image. Do you know why I pause like that? Because at the end of the day, if God made us in His own image, that means you're a goddess. God made you, naturally beautiful. Even if people would say, oh yeah, it's ugly. You know what? At the end of the day, fuck it. You know what? It's all to do with the reason why there's all this cock and ball story about, with our hair and that. It boils down to knowledge. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of Dr. Malachi Z. York. If you are, then you know, and you're going to be prepared for what I'm talking about. If you don't know who Dr. Malachi is, welcome to my world, welcome to our world, and you will find out exactly what I'm about to talk about. So whether you, I'm quoting him on this. I'm not, you know, I'm always going to quote my resources. There's no point. I see a lot of people do, you know, videos on certain subjects, and they don't quote their word for, they don't quote their resources, which makes you like, I'm saying, oh, he did. It's like me saying, buy this pizza, it's buy one get one free. But where did like you just gotta take my word for it. But I believe in evidence, and you know, I can't really say whether this is true or not true, but it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense, and I tell you after the whole thing. But basically, to do with this whole ether, should I say, the 9 ether. So I'm gonna get into this real quick. This is taken from the scroll. This is taken from the scroll, the book called First Language, and trust me, this is a deep book. I'll recommend you guys to actually purchase it, especially you know, my New European brothers and sisters. If you don't know what I mean by that, I'll explain that as well later. I'll explain it in another blog. And just basically, if you're of, you know what, book is a book, innit? Just read knowledge, innit? So if you want to buy it, buy it. Get it. It's no racial thing, innit? A book is a book. You read it, knowledge. I don't buy into that Harry Potter crap. No offense to J.K. Rowling, she's, you know, because a book is another form of entertainment, it's another form of escapism. But right now, I'm spreading knowledge and I'm making you guys aware. Alright, so what is 9 ether? You're probably figuring out. Alright, 9 ether is the highest of all spiritual powers activated through nature and the hormones of the human Elohim. You know what, let me slow that down because a lot of people say I speak too fast. 9 ether is the highest of all spiritual powers activated through nature and the hormones of the human Elohim, Anarchy, manifesting 9 to the 9th power of 9. 9 is the 9th supreme mathematics as seen in your hair texture. Notice how it says as seen in your hair texture. The number 9 is a symbol of birth. You have a natural curl in your hair. The Elohim, Anarchy, lost your spiritual powers long ago when you interfered to change your 9 ether sheep-like woolly hair to emulate the 6 ether ghost-like straight hair of Hazel. I can't really pronounce that properly, but A-Z-A-Z-L, the fallen one, another name for Halal. And it goes on further to say, he through his mass media has tricked you and thoroughly convinced you that his doggish hair he through his mass media has tricked you thoroughly convinced you that his doggish ape-like hair is good and beautiful, which appealed to your laziness, which also has you convinced that it is more manageable. Again, a lot of you girls complain about managing hair, how it's hard to manage this and that. I mean, through going through what they're saying, it does make sense. You know, if you look into it properly, how can you manage your hair if you're not shown how to manage your hair? I mean, if your parents are, permanent their own hair and straightening it, it goes back further. But let me continue with this reading.